you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to strike the last word and to urge a no vote on H.R. 734. It is clear from the conversations here today that many on this dais do not understand or care to understand the journey of transgender youth. As a teacher in my classroom, I can tell you about the countless times students came to me scared and lonely and trying to figure out what they were feeling. As a teacher in my classroom, I can tell you how many times students longed for inclusion. And the job of educators is to make sure that all students, every student, feels included. My official position as a teacher, as a member of Congress, as a human being, is that all people matter, even transgender youth. A 2022 CDC study said that only 1.8% of high school student athletes identify as trans. We are talking about a very small percentage. 82% of transgender youth have considered suicide, and 40% have attempted suicide. So this hearing, this legislation, these conversations further put a target on the backs of these students who are already in the scariest times of their lives. School sports are supposed to promote inclusion, are supposed to support student well-being, are supposed to motivate and make students feel proud of who they are. That is not what this bill does. I can tell you that I understand that this conversation is uncomfortable for many people, and there are so many in this room and watching, and even in America, who don't know how to have this conversation. I can tell you an easy place to start is to listen and commit to learning what it means and what is happening. My job as a teacher and as a representative now is to support all students, not all students with the exception of transgender youth. When we hear words from the other side like eradicated and erased, when we're talking about transgender youth, we cannot eliminate a population of people. If we want to have a conversation about how we include transgender youth, then let's do that. But to pretend they don't exist or to promote policies meant to set them aside is just wrong. I urge my colleagues to reject this amendment. And I can tell you, if you are still uncertain or unsure about where you stand on transgender athletes in sports, I'll give you an easy exercise. Take out the word trans, insert disabled, or black, or native, or any other group you can think of, and then ask yourself how comfortable you are with discriminating against them. And as a final thought, I can tell you that the God that I serve teaches me to love my neighbor, all of my neighbors. Doesn't matter who they are, or how they identify, or what their needs are. And I can tell you that with that love, I use my time, my energy, my effort to advocate for the least of us, for the most marginalized, for the people who have no one else speaking up for them. And right now, in this hearing, those people are trans youth. I urge a no vote on this amendment. I urge my colleagues to sit back and have some honest and real discussions about how we can help students achieve academic success, how we can make sure all students felt included and a part of the education process, and that we can use our agency and our advocacy and our power to legislate to help all students and all Americans. And with that, I yield back.